Hola a todos, soy Mike. Bienvenidos a la guía definitiva para aprender a conjugar el verbo interesar en español. Hi everybody, this is Mike. Welcome to the ultimate guide to learning how to conjugate the verb interesar in Spanish. So, the verb interest. When we use the verb as in to be interested in, I can say, I'm interested in working with you, right? Let's check this example real quick here. I can say, I'm interested in working with you. So, if I'm going to translate this sentence into Spanish using this verb, I can say, estoy interesado en trabajar contigo. This is fairly accurate, and we can do that. But most likely, this verb is used with the indirect object pronoun, meaning me interesa trabajar contigo. You see how this form I'm interested in is usually translated as me interesa. But it's something like it interests me. Not really, right? Not quite. So this is the verb. This is the verb that we're going to study in this video, understanding that it is a verb that we use with the indirect object pronoun. And being this a series of videos in which we are understanding how to conjugate and properly use these verbs in Spanish. So we need to know that to interest, like I'm interested in the form of to be interested in, is translated as interesar, and we usually use the indirect object pronoun. So remember, with all of these verbs, we need to learn the indirect object pronouns. That's like the toughest part. Meaning for I, which is yo, we use me. That would be the indirect object pronoun. For you, in the singular and formal close relationship forms, which is tú, would be te. For he, she, it, and you, the singular formal, which is usted, for all of those, we use le. For we, which is nosotros, we use nos. And for they, we use les. And remember, those would be like the indirect object pronouns that we place before the verb. Me interesa, te interesa, le interesa, and so on. But most likely, we also, in order to give emphasis to the sentence, to the verb, we also place the form a mí, a ti, a usted, a él. That form, we place that before the indirect object pronoun. If this is the first time you're watching this video or one of these series of videos, you will this might sound kind of hard, complex, difficult. But if you already, this is like most likely the third video that you've been watching, now you get used to this because we always use this. A mí me, a ti te, a usted le. So remember, we can either use just the indirect object pronoun with the verb, or we can use the form a mí me, a ti te, just to be kind of, to give a little bit of emphasis to the verb, right? Now, there's another thing. Speaking about the verb itself, we have these forms. This would be all of the conjugations for each one of the tenses. For simple present, for simple past, for simple future, for present perfect, for the going to form, present continuous, past continuous, present perfect continuous, conditional, and the subjunctive moods, both present and past. That's pretty much all of the conjugations that we are going to use, the most used conjugations that we're going to find for this verb in Spanish. And the conjugation is the same for all of the pronouns. It is the same. The change is only for the tense. Otherwise, it is the same. And we have a conjugation if the object is singular. Let's say, um, I'm interested in this shirt. Me interesa, because it's just this shirt. Me interesa, right? Or I can say, I'm interested in those shirts. Me interesan, because the object is plural. So this is the only tricky part. So remember, we place indirect object pronoun or the form, the full form, the emphasis form. Then we place the conjugation of the verb depending on the object. If the object is singular, we use this, or if the give me just a second, if the object is plural, we use this conjugation list here. This one and this one. You see? It's the same. So don't worry about learning this right away, because we're going to check this watching some examples of this. That's like the best way to do so. So we have the upper left table. We have the conjugation forms depending on the tenses for the singular objects. And here above me on the upper right table, we have the forms a mí me, a ti te, a usted le. And remember, we can use either the full form or just the indirect object pronoun. That's it, right? So let's start with an example. I say, I'm interested in that car. Let's say I want to buy a car and I say, hey, I'm interested in that car. I'm interested in that car, right? Remember, we can translate this as estoy interesado, but we're going to go with the regular way that we use this, me interesa. Me interesa. So first, it's the pronoun is I. So I can go either with me or a mí me. We can go with both of them. Then this is simple present. So I go with interesa. Interesa. Same thing here. A mí me interesa. And then, sorry. Interesa. And then the subject. Ese carro. Ese carro. That's it. Me interesa ese carro. A mí me interesa ese carro. I'm interested in that car. You see? Fairly easy. Now, what if it's not I am, but you are? You are. Then I know that it's for you, singular, informal, close relationship. Tú, that would be te, or a ti, te. Everything is exactly the same, because remember, the conjugation of the verb is the same for all of the pronouns. Te interesa ese carro, a ti te interesa ese carro. How about if it is he who is interested? He is interested in that car. Then I go with le, because that's the indirect object pronoun. And here it would be a él le. A él le interesa ese carro. Let's keep on changing this. She is interested. Ella está interesada en ese carro. So, le interesa ese carro a ella. It's the same. It's easy. Now it's getting easy, right? Remember that there is no indirect object pronoun used for it. So we're not going to go with it here. But with we can do with we. We are. So here is nos, a nosotros nos. Nosotros, nosotras. It's the same. Masculine, feminine. How about you if it's usted? Usted está. So le interesa. A usted le interesa. A usted le interesa. How about you if it's plural? Ustedes. Les interesa. A ustedes. That's getting easy, right? We're just following the tables. And if it's they, it's still les, but we change that for ellos or ellas. Ellos, ellas. It's the same. A ellos, les, gender is the same. So as you can see, we are following this with all of the pronouns for the simple present tense. But it works for all of the tenses. So I can say they were interested. Les interesó. A ellos les interesó. If that happens once, or if they used to be, les interesaba. Both simple pasts. I can go with the future. You will be interested in that car. Let's say you as tú. So te, a ti te, a ti te, and here would be interesará. Future. Te interesará ese carro. A ti te interesará ese carro. Let's go with present perfect. I have been. I have been interested in that car. I, me. A mí me. A mí me. And the conjugation. Me ha interesado. Same conjugation for the other one. Me ha interesado. A mí me ha interesado. And we have, present perfect tense. And so we go with all of the tenses. With all of the tenses. Let's say conditional. He would be interested in that car. He would be interested in that car. Right? Le. A él le. And the verb would be interesaría. Interesaría. A él le interesaría. Check it out. This is something interesting because remember, basically we're in English, we're working on the verb to be, not interested. Interested here is just an adjective. This is a gerund form in which the verb interest becomes an adjective. But in Spanish, we use the verb. In Spanish, here we're not using the verb to be. The verb is interesar, right? Which is the tricky part here, I would say. And let's finish with subjunctive mood. So I can say if she was interested. If she was interested. If is sí. If is sí. Le, same. Here would be ella. Si a ella si le interesara. Si a ella le interesara. O interesase. And that's how we use this verb in the singular form. Now, of course, let's say it's not just a car, but several things. So let's change this again. Let's go back to I am interested in 2 houses. Now we have 2 objects. It's plural. So again, for I would be me or a mí me, right? For I. It's 2, simple present. So interesan. A mí me interesan. 2. Oh, come on. Give me a second. Me interesan. Interesan. And then dos casas. Dos casas. And then again, we go all over with all of the tenses, conjugating with all of the tenses. And it's basically the same structure. So remember, it is very important to fully understand that with this kind of verbs in Spanish, we always use the indirect object pronoun. We always use the indirect object pronoun. So we must learn the indirect object pronouns because we place those before the actual verb. And we can also do the emphasis with a mí, a ti, a usted. That's something that we do. You can use both. You need to get used to both. You don't have to say both. You can use the one that is easier for you. But you need to understand because people is going to talk to you like that in Spanish. And the conjugations of the verb depend on tense and quantity, singular, plural, and that's it. So right now, you need to work a lot on this. Okay, so that was it. I hope this is not going to be confusing. It's pretty much easy. I hope you're going to study and practice a lot. This is a matter of practicing. Practice makes perfect. So make sure you're going to check the whole video to do your own exercises, to build your sentences, to start using this verb as soon as you can. And the more that you use it, the more that you're going to understand its use and how to conjugate the verb in the different forms. So if you have questions, check the video as many times as you need. And if you still have questions, leave a comment. I'll try to reply as soon as possible. If you like this video, remember, you know what to do. Please share with your friends, groups, social media. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. Click the bell button in order to get notifications because we're posting videos on a weekly basis. And that's going to help us also to grow as a channel. So I really appreciate you for watching the whole video and looking forward to bringing more videos like this. So see you later. Study much, estudien mucho, aprendan mucho, sigan practicando y nos vemos en un próximo video. Bye.